Aloha and welcome back to my garden, everyone. As you guys can see, I have a box in front of me, and these are the orchids that I purchased while I was at the orchid show. It just came in about half an hour ago. Today is Wednesday. It is a little after 5:30 p.m. It's currently 85 degrees, and as you guys can see, my plants aren't really blowing. It's not very breezy today. It's a little hot, in fact, but I'm gonna go ahead and do an unboxing, and I'm also gonna do a garden walk. So you guys are actually gonna see what I purchased at the orchid show before you see the orchid show video, because I haven't finished that one yet. But anyways, give me a few minutes. I'm gonna open the box and I'll be right back. All right guys, so I got the box open. I have my fountain off so you guys can hear me. You may hear some traffic noise go by, but hopefully you'll be able to hear me better since the fountain is off. I'm gonna go ahead and unwrap the orchids. I did purchase 4 orchids from Carmela Orchids, and I did get 1 orchid from another vendor, and Sheldon did graciously offer to include that in the shipping box so that I wouldn't have to carry anything on the plane with me. So let me go ahead and start unwrapping, and I will be right back. All right guys, so everything is unwrapped as you can see, and they all have cotton. And you know what, I actually only purchased 4 orchids from Carmela, 1 orchid from another vendor, which is the Angrecum, and then I noticed on the invoice that he included 2 at no charge. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna remove the cotton from these so I can show you guys what I got. And honestly, I don't even remember what I purchased. I was so excited that day, and you guys know that I'm really bad when I go orchid shopping. So we're gonna see what I got. I kind of remember one of them. All right, let's get started. So this is number 1. Okay, I do remember purchasing this one. It's a dendrobium. Let's see where the tag is. Dendrobium Lillian Yamada. So this one I do remember. Oops, it's gonna fall over. The flowers look a little wilted, I guess, from being in the box, but that's okay. All right, the next one is Moon Shadow Tiger Tail. Okay, I don't remember purchasing this one. Oh, this one is pretty. Okay, so this one he included at no charge. I think because I did ask him for the Jaiho Queen, and this one looks kind of similar to it, so maybe that's why he went ahead and included this one for me. It's very pretty though. All right, so that's number 2. This is the Angrecum that I got from the other vendor. It wasn't in spike or in bloom. I'm gonna include his card so you guys know who I'm talking about. And those of you from Florida will probably recognize him because I did see him in a few of your guys' videos. And let's see, number 3 from Sheldon is this one right here, and this one is called Okay, I do remember getting this one, Burana Beauty. I think that's what it's called, Burana. Anyways, if I'm not mistaken, this one has pretty red and white blooms. One of the buds turned yellow, but that's okay. And this is another one. This looks the same as that one. Moon Shadow. Is this one Moon Shadow? Okay, yeah. So these two are the same, guys. So these are the two that were included at no charge. They're so pretty though. All right, so that's those two. Let me move that on the side. And then I know he had one that was on display that I really wanted. He didn't have any with him. And I think it's this one right here. And it was a very pretty Cattleya. Ooh. Oh wow, there's 4 buds, guys. Oh, I can't wait till this one blooms. And this one is called Caesar's Head Carolina Autumn. I always have a hard time putting the tags back. I can take them out, but I can't put them back in. Anyways, okay, moving on to this one. It's not that easy to unwrap things with only one hand. To put the phone down for a sec, I didn't want to break the spike. But anyway, this one is full of buds, and this one is called the Oncidium Sweet Sugar Lemon Drop. And I always wanted one of these because I seen it on Blanca's video and they were so pretty. So I really wanted one. Anyways, guys, so like I said, I purchased 4 orchids from Sheldon, 1 from another vendor, and he included these 2 for no charge. Isn't that such an amazing deal? So, I mean, most of you guys already know that Carmela Orchids have amazing deals. Definitely check out their website and see what kind of offers they have because it changes every month. I have no complaints. Like I said, one of the buds, I picked this plant when I was there and it wasn't yellow, but maybe during shipping, you know, it turned yellow. I don't have an issue with it. I'm fine. So I'm very happy with what I got. And like I said, if you guys are interested, I'm gonna put their information on the bottom of the screen. Definitely go check them out. But I didn't even know when my shipment was coming. I was actually out at Ross buying pots. And I got home and the box was sitting on my bench. And I think it was only there because I seen the FedEx truck leaving when I was coming in. So I must have just missed him. Anyways, guys, so that's what I got from Carmela at the Orchid Show. I also, you guys, some of you may already have seen, I did go to Akatsuka and I purchased 2 orchids from them. They do $17 flat rate shipping regardless how many orchids you get or how many plants you get. And my friend that was with me also bought some plants, so I included my two in his order, and it got delivered to him last night. So I went to pick that up yesterday, and I'm gonna show you guys the two orchids that I got from there. So one of them was this Paphiopedilum, right? That's what it's called. And it came into me a little bit wilted. It didn't look like this in the showroom, but again, I'm assuming it's, you know, because of shipping. But look at the leaves. Look at how pretty the leaves are. And this is the tag. So this is from, again, Akatsuka. And then the other one I got from them was this pretty yellow one up here. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's very tall. And this one, let me get the tag. This one is called Oncidium Lemon Heart. So those are the only orchids that I got at the orchid show, guys. Can you believe it? I was able to control myself and not go overboard. But you know what? I do have some regret because there were some that I kind of wanted. But you know, by the time we got to the orchid show, I had already been out like all day and I didn't sleep good the night before. I was so exhausted, and I had my mom with me and our friend with me. And you know, they were tired and hungry, and we had planned on staying till Saturday. I had a flight back that was booked for I think about 6:30 the next day. And you guys may have already heard that I have never been to Hilo before. So when I booked our hotel, I was looking, you know, I was looking at reviews like most people do, right? So I found a hotel. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to throw them under the bus or anything, because they were really gracious about what happened. But anyways, when we pulled into the parking lot, if I could have picked my jaw up off the ground, I would have. That's how bad it was. I was in shock. It looked really run down. There were holes in the wall. I just told my mom and our friend, I said, you know what, I can't stay here. It was that bad. So I went in and I spoke to the lady at the front desk, and I told her, I said, you know, you guys have really good reviews and this is not what I expected, but I've never been to Hilo before. So I didn't know, you know, when I booked it, I didn't know what I was getting into. And I told her, I'm sorry, but I have to be honest, and I can't stay here. And I guess she had told me that, you know, I wasn't the first one, that other people have also had that kind of reaction. Because if you guys are curious, you can private message me, and I'll tell you, or you can message me and I'll tell you which hotel I'm talking about. I just don't want to say it publicly. But anyways, you know, it wasn't the first time that she had heard that. So she graciously canceled our reservation. So our option was to book another hotel, which would have been almost $300 a night, or change our flights and come back home the same day. So I really didn't want to spend $300 just for one night, because I always think like whatever money I spend, that's less money I can use on orchids. That's how bad I am. Everything like relates to orchids. But anyways, I was able to change our flight back for a 7 p.m. flight. So I saved money on the rental car. I saved money on the hotel. And we came back home, and you know what? We were happy because we went to the orchid show. We We went to the Big Island Candy Factory. We went to see the volcano. We went to Akatsuka. You know, we got quite a bit done within those several hours that we were there, but we were exhausted. So like I said, by the time I was at the orchid show, my hand was ready to fall off holding my phone and taking videos, because I had already been doing it from early in the morning at the airport. So I really need to get one of those handheld devices. But anyways, I'm still working on that video, so hopefully I'll get that one out soon, but I'm gonna probably put this one out first. So before it gets dark, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna do a quick garden walk since I'm already out here. And I'm gonna show you guys what I have been doing lately, because it's been a while since I did a garden walk, and I had some projects that I got completed. So I'm gonna go ahead and start walking. The first ones I'm gonna show you guys are these two cattleyas. So if you guys did watch my Akatsuka video, they had pronunciations of all the different orchids, you know, throughout not the nursery, but throughout the showroom. And even though somebody at Olamana told me it's pronounced Catalia, their pronunciation at Akatsuka was Catlia. So I don't know, you probably will hear me say it both ways, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So these two Catlias are from the Bloom Festival. This one, I believe I shared with you guys, but it was still in bud. It hadn't bloomed yet, and it finally bloomed for me, I think about 2 days ago. And then this one, it had 2 flowers at the time I purchased it, but it also had 1 more bud, and this is the one that just opened. This one, I noticed the flower is smaller. It's not as big as the other 2, but it's still very beautiful. And then I have this pretty oncidium, this orange oncidium, and this one is from Olamana Nursery. Oh, I can't forget this monster of an oncidium. If you guys watched that video where my friend was gonna throw this one in the green waste can, and I gladly took it off his hands, look at it, it's in bloom. Look at how pretty. So when I got it from him, it already had 1 spike and he was gonna throw it away. And then it grew another spike, and then it grew a 3rd spike down here, a little one. So look at how beautiful this is, and that was about to be thrown in the trash. So I'm glad I was at the right place at the right time. My oncidium that my dog chewed up, or got to and chewed a little bit, it's doing well. One of the bulbs in the front I need to remove, but other than that, the plant looks really good. These oncidiums, not oncidiums, I'm sorry, these dendrobiums that I got from the private nursery that I purchased for only $10. Some of you may have watched that video where they were entangled with ferns and entangled with ferns and weeds, that I did quite a number to the roots. They're actually doing really well. I mean, they're spiking, and except for the yellow one, I haven't seen any new spikes, but the plant itself looks fine. It doesn't seem to have stressed any. But this one over here is been shooting out spikes like crazy. And I only paid $10 for these plants, if you guys remember. But look at how many spikes there are. I think there's like 6 or more. So that was a great investment. Like I said, I only paid $10 for each of these dendrobiums. This grammatophyllum I purchased from Home Depot. It was the only one. I went through practically all of them. This is the only one that I found with 2 spikes. And the spike has since bloomed, the 2nd spike. That was really quick, because when I got it, this spike was still really small. And it's huge. So $21 I believe I spent, and this is the only one that I have like this, so I'm happy to have it. Oh, my Psychopsis that I got from the private nursery, guys. So I got a lot of advice from you guys on what to do with it. I did repot it, and look, it rebloomed for me. It just opened yesterday, and it's doing pretty good, even though I repotted and it wasn't in the best of shape. I mean, look, it only has 2 leaves. Isn't that amazing? And the stem is brown, so I thought it was gonna die, but look, so beautiful, right? Okay, moving along, my green lantern. I got this one from S&W Orchids. Some of the flowers have already started to fade. This one in here, this one I believe is an arachnus, and this was given to me because I had posted my other arachnus that was really looking really sad. So someone's seen it and they're like, oh, you know what, here, take this and throw yours on away. But some of you, like Maria, I follow her on Instagram, and we kind of chat back and forth every once in a while. She knows that I have a really hard time throwing orchids away, that I try to save every single one. So even though the person that gave me this told me to throw my other one away, I'm like, you know what, if it has a little bit of life in it, I'm gonna continue to water it and fertilize it and see if it comes back. The only time I'll throw it away is if I know it's dead, like this one back here, which I haven't thrown away yet, but I will. So I have some orchids that I mounted that were not doing well, and like Nelson said, you know, sometimes the ones that aren't doing good, you mount them and they come back. So hopefully that will happen for me, because I have some that were in really bad shape, that had some scale issues. I cleaned them up because, again, thank you, Maria. She messaged me and she's like, I think your cattleyas have scales and you need to clean them. So she's the one that brought them to my attention. You know, it's hard when you have so many plants to give them all attention. And even though I'm here, you know, in my garden every day, it gets overwhelming sometimes, you know, to just keep up and maintain them all. So I'm glad she brought it to my attention and I was able to address it. Moving along, so I have this Encyclia radiata, and this one, again, it's from S&W Orchids. And if you guys didn't watch that video, I did a tour of their nursery, and they have a really beautiful nursery, so definitely go watch that one. But anyways, guys, this plant is in full bloom now, and it smells amazing. Like, it fills up this whole area, and it's not like an overpowering smell. It's a really pleasant smell, and the flowers are so cute. Also, I do have all my dendrobiums hanging, my Hono orchids hanging up here. Oh, okay, my other project, guys. So in my early videos, I talked about how I don't have any trees to mount orchids, and I always wanted to mount my orchids. So you know what, I went ahead and I made my own, which you guys can do also. I took the stump of hapu'u ferns that I had seen at my mom's apartment. So where she lives, they have the maintenance guys and they take care of all the landscaping. And I seen that there was these stumps, but the ferns had died. So I asked him, you know, if I could have it, and he agreed. He cut it down and he gave it to me. So I have 2 of these that I put it in these pots, and I wedged it with some cement blocks and just covered it with lava rock, and I made my own trees. So I mounted this cattleya on here. This was given to me by the private nursery owner, and it's growing some new roots. So I think it's happy. And then on this one, I have some Oncidiums. They haven't attached themselves yet. I just did it recently, but I have 3 on here. And then I also put some air plants that I need to fix them. They're kind of falling off, but I was gonna add more. Like eventually I'll add more. I'm just gonna probably put like some air plants just to add something to it. And then I have my $7.88 Vandas hanging on here for now because I haven't found a spot that I want to put it. This is new to my, it's not an orchid, it's actually a cactus. And it's called a monkey tail, but I think it's absolutely adorable. Look at how cute it is, and these actually flower, so I'm looking forward to when it flowers. It has pretty red flowers, but this was given to me. What else do I have? So I'm gonna take a walk on this side. I changed up my orchid section because I made more shelves, which I'll show you guys on the other side. So these are the ones that I have in bloom right now. I try to keep them on this side so that when I come out my door, I see them right away. But most of my cattleyas are over here. And then this is one of the $7.88 orchids that I got from Home Depot. And it's still looking really pretty. This one I got from another nursery in Waianae called Kodama's. And I guess he used to be a really popular grower back in the day. But, you know, a lot of our orchid growers here on Oahu, you know, they're getting ready to retire soon. So, you know, I'm not sure what the future holds as far as orchid nurseries goes on Oahu. These are still in bloom. This one is, I think I got this one from Olomana, because I also got another one similar like this from S&W, but that one is already done blooming. And then this pink one, Dendrobium, I know it starts with a B. I can't remember the name right now. But anyway, this thing has been in bloom for a really long time. And this is another one that I got for $10 from the private nursery, which I'm probably gonna repot soon because I haven't repotted just because it kept blooming and I didn't want to disturb it. So but the flowers are starting to fade now, so I'm probably gonna repot soon. This one is another $7.88 orchid that I got from Home Depot, still in bloom. And this pretty one has been in bloom for such a long time. And I got this one also from Olomana Orchids. So these are like slowly starting to fade. And I have my coconut orchids down there. Of course, they're done blooming already. They bloomed earlier, a few months ago. And these are more of my $7.88 Home Depot value orchids. This one is just starting to bloom. But as you guys can see, you know, once they're done blooming, they don't look all that great. The plant itself doesn't look all that great. I repotted some. I still need to repot more. So I'll get around to it. I've been so busy lately that I haven't done it yet. My $7.88, I think you guys told me it's called a Brassia, is still in bloom. And this was a really good sized plant for $7.88. Don't mind my mess. This is my work table that I've been using lately, and I have a lot of orchids to repot and clean up. I just haven't gotten around to cleaning it because we were doing other projects. And then behind that is my Telonia, which is in bloom. It's so cute and so pretty. And that's the tag for that one. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys to the other side. You guys are gonna be surprised. I added more shelves, and you're gonna be shocked to see how many orchids I can fit in my small space. I probably have a couple hundred by now. I have never counted, but oh, before I go back there, let's see. So I have a bunch hanging all back here. And this pretty one is in bloom. Some of you may have seen I had this one hanging behind my doghouse, and this spike broke when my palm fell on it. But luckily it didn't break the other spike, so I got to enjoy at least some flowers. The other one that I have in bloom that hopefully you guys can tell me what it is. This was given to me when I first started collecting, and I split it in two, and now they both are in spike. And this is the first time that this one has spiked for me, this division. But does anybody know what it is? Because I have no idea what it is. I don't detect a fragrance. But anyways, that is what it looks like. All right, so let's go back here. And back here I have some dendrobiums that I have bare root in wooden baskets. This one has been in bloom for a while. The flowers are starting to fade. This one is already done. This Cattleya, I do see 2 sheets, but I don't see anything in them, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna get any flowers from that. This one has been in bloom for a while, so the flowers are starting to fade on this one as well. So my Spathoglottis, it's starting to bounce back. This one also suffered damage when my palm fell on it. It broke 2 of the spikes and some of the leaves. But it looks like it's doing better. And this dendrobium, this is the first time that this one has bloomed for me. My vanilla orchid is doing good. My Spathoglottis, they're doing better now that I put them back over here. I kind of had them all over the place when I was collecting more orchids. I was moving them around a lot, but now that they're there, they seem to be happy, so I'm gonna leave them there. I do have a few others that don't fit, that they're doing kind of okay. But these are all my hono hono keikis that I have over here. Some air plants. I have a lot of hono hono orchids hanging. And I have some anthuriums. And these are the new shelves. This is an 8-foot shelf. And as you guys can see, we made it 3 shelves high. So the key is when you don't have a lot of floor space, you have to go vertical. So this is why I was able to move a lot of my orchids from the other side over here, because now I have all this shelf space. The only thing is I was trying to check throughout the day where the sun was coming from, because my shade cloth that I have hanging, it pretty much only covers my hono hono orchids, and there's a space between that and the overhang. So I tried to move a fern there to block some of the sun. I might have to look into hanging more plants that can withstand direct sun. That'll help block just in case, so that I don't none of my orchids get sunburn. So the side of my house is maybe at the most maybe 5 feet wide, but as you guys can see, I have a lot of orchids squeezed into this space. And even though I have quite a bit, for me, I don't think it's overcrowded. Like, it doesn't seem overcrowded. Like, each plant kind of has space, you know, in between. And I probably have, you know, I never did count how many orchids I have, but I'm gonna say over 200 just on the side over here, because I do have a lot of hono hono keikis that I just potted up, and each tray holds 12, and I probably have maybe 8 trays. So that alone already, you know, is a lot. And then all the ones that I have hanging. But that's the key, guys. You know, when you don't have a lot of floor space, like I said, you don't have a big yard, you have to look upwards. You have to you know, use the height, so that way you can maximize your space. If you're like me anyways, and you know, you can't stop collecting orchids, that's the best advice I can give you guys. Or be the exact opposite of me and have control and don't buy any more orchids, then you don't have to worry about where you're going to put them all, right? All right, guys, so that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing and the garden walk. I'm gonna continue to work on my orchid show video and hopefully get that out hopefully in the next couple days. Anyways, everybody, until the next time, take care and aloha.